This pudding recipe dates back to the 1900s, 1901 to be exact, in a church. And it's quite possibly your grandmother's or your great-grandmother's grape-nut pudding. And it's delicious. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Babe, you remember what this is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I made it for you before.
Yeah.
And you're going to have me make it again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's get right to it. Start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees. And then take a quart of milk, or otherwise 4 cups of milk. And we're going to heat that up. We're going to scald the milk, not boil it. We're going to bring it up to about 180 degrees, and that's it. And then take 5 large eggs, and you want to beat them. And you want to beat them really well. And I just want to point something out. You keep beating them until they start to turn almost white. They start to lighten in color. Now you know that you've beaten them properly. But I'm going to take this to the next level. This is something that I always do. And I'm going to strain the eggs. And we're going to do this in real time because I want you to see what happens. We're not doing this just to strain eggs or add air to them. No, in fact, what we want to do is get rid of those little white tissue that's in there in the egg. You see it? That would be lumps in an otherwise creamy custard. So we remove air bubbles, plus we remove those solids. We really don't want those. And I do this with egg wash also for pastry. Then we'll take 1 cup of grape-nut cereal, and we're going to add the hot milk. But you want to reserve about a half a cup of the hot milk. Okay, because we're going to need that hot milk to temper the eggs. Okay, and that's real easy to do. Okay, all you got to do is take that hot milk. Now the eggs are, cold or room temperature, and the milk is still nice and hot. And what we want to do is mix them together. And we do it very slowly by dribbling it in. So keep the eggs moving with that whisk and just let it in, especially in the beginning. And then as you get closer to the end of that, you can pretty much just dump it all in. And the purpose of doing this is actually to prevent the eggs from curdling when everything heats. As we're making that custard, we don't want those eggs to curdle and turn into scrambled eggs. So it combines it with the milk and the rest of the ingredients in that mix, and you end up with a delicious, creamy custard. Believe me when I tell you, it works, and you should know how to do it. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some flavoring to that cereal and milk mixture. We get about 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and we're going to add a little bit of nutmeg directly into the custard mix. Some recipes that I found just call for cinnamon, but I always put nutmeg in the custard. I think it really makes a difference. And of course, we have to use some pure vanilla extract. You could get away with 2, but I generally like to use 3 teaspoons for a batch this size for 1 quart of milk. You really want that vanilla flavor in there together with the nutmeg and with the cinnamon. It's just fabulous, And then a half a cup of sugar, just white granulated sugar. And then take your whisk and just mix it. And what you're trying to do here, of course, is to dissolve the sugar in the hot milk, because we want that dissolved before we do this part, which is to take those tempered eggs and mix those in. Okay, so depending on how hot that milk is, you want to just really keep that moving. And once you get some of it in, dump it all. Okay, dump it all in, and there you go. Your custard mix is done. So I'm using a 7 by 11 baking dish here. You can use a slightly larger one, or even a 9 by 9 would work. And it doesn't really affect the cooking time so much as the thickness of the pudding. I find that the 7 by 11 is nice. That's about 77 square inches of surface area, right? And we want to put that inside of another cooking dish, another baking dish, that is large enough to hold it. Because what we want to do now is add some hot water. Not quite boiling, but hot water. And probably about the same temperature as the custard mix that's in the pan. All right, and the whole purpose of doing this is when you bake a custard, you really want it in a water bath. Okay, you don't want to scald it, burn it, or have any fringes. So by having it surrounded by water, it actually limits the cooking temperature and prevents anything from burning. And you can give it a last mix, just to try to even out or spread out the the cereal on the bottom. And then you're gonna pop that in the oven, okay? And you're gonna set a timer for 50 to 55 minutes, all right? Because you don't wanna leave it in there any longer than that. And this is what it looks like, you know? The water's coming to a boil inside the oven and very gently heating up that custard. And it will form. Once it's out, put it on a wire rack to cool it. All right, and you can serve this at room temperature. Personally, I like it straight from the fridge. It helps the custard set up a little bit more, and it's nice and cool. But you can serve this at room temperature. Just don't try to serve it warm; it'll be too soft. You got to give that custard a chance to set up, and a little more nutmeg over the top. And that's it. It's a beautiful thing. So to serve it, get yourself some nice dessert dishes. You know, see-through is always nice, right? And what I noticed when I was taking this apart is that on one end, I had more cereal than the other end. So I just flipped the pan the other way so I could grab some custard from the other end. And that pretty much evens it all out. Besides, one little slice isn't going to do it, right? You need a little bit more than that. And just look at that custard. You see the little holes in it? It's light and creamy. It's absolutely delicious. And I know you're going to like it. Okay. I think I'm all right. What do you think?
I think it sounds great. I think it sounds great.
Do you want some
And I
of it?
purposely didn't stare at you while you were talking so that you don't... I did that
Well,
on purpose, going like this, looking away.
That's okay if you stare at me. I don't mind.
I didn't want you...
But I do want you to try this, okay? I want you to
Yeah.
give this a whirl. Now you tell me what you think.
It's not on there, is it?
What do you think?
OMG.
OMG?
Mm.
Oh, good. Does it make you happy, baby?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad. Because if it makes
This
you
is
happy,
right
it
up
makes,
there with your banana
it makes me
pie.
happy if it makes you happy. Don't eat it all. Save me some.
I brought back the one that I never got to give Laura because she wasn't...
Oh, that's right. You did that so you could keep it for yourself. Right? I can tell. Yeah, let me see some of that. Oh, I gotta try it too. Oh my God, it's so good.
It is.
Oh.
Freaking the bomb.
Oh yeah.
Laura was all pissed off at herself because she overslept. She wasn't feeling good. Oh, you gotta have some more. I can't do that to you.
No. I gotta make dinner.
I know, but you gotta have some of this too. It's just not the best.
It absolutely is. God, we're making pigs out of ourselves on television.
This is so
Excellent.
good. Yeah, this is...
So, she likes it. I like it. And I hope you come back each week. Oh, wait a minute. I hope you come back each week for more great videos made for people who like to cook. Until then, bon appetit.